LGI shit, man. Let's get rich.
YouTube! We just put 4 to the 47K. It's your man Danny. We back with another reaction video, man. Today we reacting to the Black Dolphin. You know, you might be asking yourself, what the fuck is a Black Dolphin, man? This is the most brutal prison you could think of. No funny shit. I'm just gonna say it like that. This is the most. It's located in Russia, I think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you like this type of videos, man, you just let me know down in the comments. I react to more like these, man. You already know. I hope you guys are having a blessed, amazing day. Make sure you share this video and tell that friend to share it with another friend, man. But other than that, let's just hop right in the video.
What do cannibals, mass murderers, and terrorists have in common? Okay, there are maybe a few things, but today we're going to focus on one particular aspect. They're all groups of people held in Penal Colony Number 6, or Black Dolphin Prison, and it isn't Russia's most high security and possibly most brutal prison for no reason. This is a place that's been compared to Soviet gulags and Nazi concentration camps, and inspired protests in the form of self-mutilation. Fancy going on a quick tour? Pull up at Penal Colony Number 6, and the first thing visible on the lawn outside is a huge statue of, you guessed it, a black dolphin. Although normally a friendly and benign creature, the dolphin seems fairly foreboding outside such an ominous place, especially considering the inmate who built it was probably a mass murderer or something. Was it a cry for help? A metaphor for life inside the prison? Well, time to go inside and see for ourselves. Walk inside the prison and you'll notice that everything revolves around one thing: security. At first, it doesn't seem like there are any inmates here at all. The place is completely silent, with the inmates firmly locked away most of the time. What's happening behind closed doors, nobody knows. Although prisoners spend the vast majority of their time at Black Dolphin in their cells, they occasionally need to be let out. Maybe they want to head to the exercise cell for the daily expedition, or need to go to the hospital. Naturally, guards can't just escort them in a civilized manner. These are dangerous prisoners. When guards transport prisoners from A to B, even handcuffs aren't enough. Each prisoner must be blindfolded and bent over as guards guide them along from behind. This ensures the inmates can't memorize the layout of the building and plot a crafty getaway. Dignity doesn't exist here. As they walk along, guards kick and punch them while heavy metal music blasts out from the speakers. Not for entertainment purposes. It's all to add to the disorientation and presumably to add some extra fear and mania.
Hold on. I'm not touching Russia ever. Fuck out of here. Nah, bro. That's torture, bro. Niggas say you already staying in your cage for, you already staying in those closed 4 doors for 23 hours, and then you only
daily
have an
part
hour
of life in Penal Colony Number 6. The bad treatment includes torture in the form of electric shocks as well as beatings. It's so brutal, one inmate, Roman Sarychev, died from his beatings at the hands of guards just 3 hours after arriving in the prison. This is a fairly common place in Russia. In the northern country, 2,700 prisoners died in custody in 2019. Although some of those deaths may have...
So you're telling me the police just be going crazy on them niggas? Crazy.
From illnesses or, well, natural causes. Let's be real here. It's likely most of them came down to torture and beatings from guards. Even prisoner-on-prisoner violence is unusual at Black Dolphin since all the inmates are isolated from each other. Of course, the staff makes up for the shortfall by inflicting the pain themselves. In one case, a guard strangled a prisoner with a bedsheet while he was sleeping. Clearly, the guy was posing so much danger to society and the rest of the prisoners while he was getting some shut-eye. It wasn't an unusual incident. Another guard killed a prisoner by slamming a bookshelf into his head, giving him a brain hemorrhage. I'm just surprised there was a bookshelf in the prison. These are just the cases we know of. After all, prison staff aren't exactly forthcoming and transparent about the figures. Although guards are required to wear cameras so their superiors can monitor what's happening on the ground, these cameras mysteriously stop working whenever something happens that could make the wearer look bad.
Supposedly it just stopped working or it died out of nowhere.
Look bad. Murdering a prisoner. This happened in the case of Sarychev, the man who the guards beat to death. Although the camera footage showed the first part of the beatings, there's no footage of him dying. Nothing suspicious there. Of course, it's easy enough to put 2 and 2 together. When his body was taken to the mortuary, staff told the man's distraught family that his body had been flung around like a rubber toy. his corpse full of strange and disturbing bruises. Meanwhile, medical facilities are almost non-existent. Care is delayed as long as possible, and even inmates with serious diseases like HIV and AIDS have been denied treatment periodically. Around a third of the prison deaths may be down to AIDS. Plus, the prison has been around since 1745, meaning it's not exactly built for hygiene. Epidemics are common. It might sound harsh.
1745 and that's just still run? Oh, nah.
Well, it is harsh, but when you get to know these guys, you'll understand why people are scared of them. Cannibalism. Sorry. There are around 700 prisoners.
After this video is over, I'm gonna add like an extra minute to me reacting to another like real life. Like I actually want to know what the fuck that shit looks like.
Over 3,500 people. That's an average of 5 people for each prisoner. You don't want to get on their bad side. In case you were getting curious about who these guys are, here's a quick breakdown. First up, former KGB officer and executive Alexei Pikugin. He's responsible for the murders of 4 of his business rivals. He obviously took the idea of killing the competition a little too literally. Strangely, that's probably the most reasonable crime of all these guys. By the way, we were shocked too. Bloodthirsty, murderous KGB officers seem to be something that Vladimir Putin would reward, not in prison. Next up, Igor Tishenko, a man who has some family drama on another level. He and his father got involved in a crazy Moscow gang shootout that resulted in the deaths of 7 people and the injuries of even more. Now father and son are both locked up. Tishenko says he's trying to stay human in Black Dolphin instead of turning into an animal. Good luck to him for that. This place is crazy. Then you have Nikolai Ostankov. He brutally killed a family.
I'm not gonna lie, the people that be going
5 and burned their bodies in the forest.
I'm not gonna lie, the people that do be going to these camps, they're ruthless. They are ruthless people. So it's like I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for none of them because they're there for a reason. Like killing 5-7 people, like you should be in there. But I'm just saying, like, damn, like. Matter of fact, y'all deserve every single penny of what y'all did. Fuck that.
Koliev accidentally killed a man after a drunken fight, and that's the most normal part of his crime. After the murder, he did what any thinking man would do, drag the body inside his house and cut it into small pieces. Looking at the tiny pieces laid out in front of him and still in a drunken stupor, a strange thought crossed his mind. What did human meat taste like? He boiled part of the thigh and tried it, but he wasn't a fan of the taste. Still not one to give in so early, Nikoliev suspected a touch of deep frying would do the trick. Bingo! It was delicious. He was pleased with the outcome, but he needed to eat far more to get rid of the evidence. He never finished the whole body himself, so he gave a friend a present. Part of the body. Was his friend also a cannibal? Not exactly. Nikoliev told him it was kangaroo meat, knowing that no Russian would know what kangaroo meat was supposed to taste like. Smart. The man ate it in dumplings along with his wife and children. I'll give you a moment to digest that. But he's still not the worst of the bunch. Mikhail Popkov is one of the worst murderers and criminals in global history. He committed 81 rapes and murders in total, and they were just the crimes he actually confessed to. The Russian media calls him the werewolf. Ironically, he was a cop. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said these guys were hardcore. But in all fairness, there are allegations that some Russian reports of crimes aren't credible. Police have been known to beat and threaten suspects until they got confessions. So maybe these are all nice guys who were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. You never know. But I sure hope not, because they have to endure some damn difficult conditions in Black Dolphin. Life there is pure isolation. One door alone was never going to be sufficient to ensure they can't escape. Instead, the prison uses a 3-door system. A full metal door shuts the prisoners into their cell, followed by 2 consecutive cage doors. It's like a cell within a cell. Even if some escape artists managed to get through all 3 doors, they'd still have to contend with the in-cell cameras that staff monitor 24/7. It shouldn't come as a surprise that nobody has ever managed to escape from the prison. Oh, and just in case there was any doubt about the difficulty of getting out, guards also make rounds every 15 minutes. If you want to pick all 3 locks and run away before the guards watching the CCTV footage come for you, you gotta be quick. There's not much hope of getting released either. Most of the prisoners in Black Dolphin have no hope of leaving. As one prison lieutenant grimly put it, the only way to leave is by dying. But bizarrely, one of the few inmates to be released actually wanted to go straight back. 55-year-old murderer Ganbar Machmudoff was released from his 11-year sentence in Black Dolphin in 2018, presumably out of pity to enjoy his retirement or something. But instead of heading home to enjoy a quiet life and do some jigsaws, Machmudoff had other ideas. He barely made it to the train station before he could no longer contain his wild side. Instead of calmly making it home, he went on a crazy killing rampage, stabbing an employee and a commuter multiple times with a kitchen knife. Clearly, Black Dolphin Prison did a fantastic job of rehabilitation. When police arrived on the scene and shot Machmudoff with a stun gun, he had only one request. He wanted to be sent back to Black Dolphin jail, the blissful paradise filled with mass murderers and cannibals. Well, it's safe to say he scuppered the dreams of every other inmate who actually wanted to leave that place. I doubt they're going to let anyone else leave anytime soon. Why did he want to go back?
Dumb.
You might be thinking that the prison can't be so bad after all. Well, let's look at the evidence. While in prison, the only contact prisoners get with the outside world is 4 visits a year. Not that our cannibal can expect to visit anytime soon.
4 years at 4? Oh my god. I mean, no funny shit. I'm not like they're mass murderers type shit. So it's like, who the fuck wanna visit these niggas either way?
He tricked into eating his forensic evidence. As for other little luxuries, well, there aren't many. Prisoners can spend an hour a day exercising, but instead of a nice green area or even some fake grass, all the Black Dolphin inmates get is an empty concrete yard. And by yard, I mean a room indoors with railings over the top. It's basically just another cell, but it's slightly bigger, and you're allowed to move around in there. While the prisoners are pacing back and forth trying not to go crazy, the guards inspect their cells to check for contraband. The prison is also designed to avoid fostering any kind of humanity or sympathy. Each door features a description of the crime the prisoner inside committed, to serve as a stark reminder to prison officers that there's no need for them to feel any sympathy. After getting their daily exercise, some prisoners might head off to work. Inmates can either do manual labor in a workshop or work a sewing machine to earn some coin. They can use their salaries toward personal items or phone calls, or other black market substances, maybe. As for socializing, it's tough luck. Prisoners must eat their meals in their cells, limiting the time they have to talk to each other. Most meals are soup and bread. Yummy. Each prisoner remains in their one-man cell the entire day other than the 90-minute period they can leave to work and exercise. Cells have no windows, a low ceiling, and everyone's favorite color of paint, light yellow. Russian law states that each inmate should have 2 square meters of space, but this requirement isn't always met. Conditions here are so bad that protesting by hunger strike was deemed too soft. Instead, inmates have mutilated themselves or committed suicide to raise awareness of their conditions. Considering there are only 4 visits a year and prisoners are watched constantly, available methods to get the word out there are few and far between. Gangs of prisoners have also organized riots and protest. In Black Dolphin Prison, 150 people were involved in such a protest, and 4 individuals were hospitalized as a consequence. Let's not think about the backlash they faced from the guards. In another prison in Russia, 300 inmates slashed themselves with razor blades on their wrists, necks, and stomachs. Yet, in another institution, prisoners cut their wrists because officers forced them to eat off the same plate as prisoners from a lower caste, aka those who had committed worse crimes. It's testament to poor prison conditions in Russia in general. The country has one of the highest prison populations in the world outside of the US, yet with a much smaller population. Now, check out our other video.
That's crazy, bro. I'm gonna find a video real quick.
Того, чтобы тебя дождаться.
Ладно, я вам сына пока.
I'm not gonna lie, my camera ended up dying. So I'm gonna just finish the video here, man. If you enjoy these type of videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're jumping force of K, and we
Say the trigger, I'm up next. Play with me, get hit up with a tech. Nigga, I just ran me up a check. Why your man's he hating, he upset. I just pulled a 4 up in my drink.